Hello and welcome to our Learn Python series. Today I'm going to talk about how do we pick a library for data analysis. I'll show you quick examples of how we use plain Python for simple data analysis. Problem picks a solution. What does that mean? Somebody asks you for help to screw a bolt. So how do you start? You don't just simply pick a screwdriver and start screwing the bolt. First, you ask a question, what kind of bolt it is, what size it is. That is what it means to problem picks a solution. So when somebody says, what kind of screwdriver should I give you? You say, it depends. Same way in data analysis, what kind of library or what kind of tools I pick? The answer is, it depends on the question. Here we have 6 questions which we need to answer. We are using the same data set that we have used before, and that is the student role management. First question says find a student, means now you're saying that thinking I need a way to filter this list of students and find the right student that I've been asked to do. So what should I use? You say plain Python. It can do the job. We will not talk a lot about pandas because we have not seen it before, but panda can be one of the options that you can use. Next question says count grade A students. So now think about your statistical analysis book. This is it's about somebody's first asking you to put the data into a certain class, that is grade A, and then find the class frequency. So it is a qualitative data. You have qualitative data that you need to analyze. So plain Python can do the job, and NumPy can also help you here as well because it's a numerical analysis library. Next question, find me students who have less than 80% attendance. Again, it is a kind of a classification that somebody first you have to create a class of the data and then you find the frequency. So plain Python will do the job and NumPy will do the job as well. Somebody saying, okay, I need to find the average marks of the students. It's a purely quantitative data analysis. NumPy will do a great job here. Not that you cannot do with plain Python. Plain Python can do this as well. Standard deviation is a very standard statistical problem that you've been asked to solve. Find the standard deviation of the marks. NumPy being a numerical analysis library, it will do a good job here. You can do this with plain Python, but you're going to have to write a lot of code. That's going to take a lot of effort. Last question, somebody's saying, I have a large data set. Now, large data set is not the question, it is defining the magnitude of the data. Let's say that somebody is saying, find me a student in large data set. It is the same first question that we answered, find a data, but what changed? The data is large. Think about that somebody is asking you to screw a 4-inch bolt, meaning the length of the screw is 4 bolts. It is not that a simple screwdriver cannot do it, but it will take you a long time. In this case, you will need a power screwdriver which can do this job easier and faster. So in this case, Panda provides is a great library for handling large data sets. So now you can see that depending on the problem that you have, you pick your solution. Let's take a quick look at how we use plain Python to solve some of the data analysis problems. Let's see how we can use plain Python to answer 2 simple questions. One is find me a student whose first name is Lily and give me the count of students who have grade A. So as we saw in our last chapter, I have already uploaded a file called student performance data, and I've already written the code to process it and create a collection of the students. One thing that you will notice that looks different is that here I'm checking if line number equal 1, continue it. The reason is, let me show you the raw data. If you look at the raw data, there is the first line actually has the names of the keys, first name, last name, in comma separate value files. This is header. We will talk more about the format of CSV files, but for now all we need to know is that the file has a first line that is not the numerical data or the data related to the student, and we have to skip it. And this is how you skip in a loop where we say if line number equal 1, continue, don't move any, don't process this line, and then we increment the line by 1. So we already have it. What we don't have is, let's create another collection called grade A, where we're going to store all the students who have grade A. So now what are we going to do is that now we're going to use our conditional statement where we're going to say if student grade is equal A, append that to our grade A library. All right, that we got that. And the next thing now we need to do is if student marks, not student marks, we already, that's okay. If student first name equal, notice that I am going to use lower function to turn the name into lowercase, so I don't have to worry about casing. And then I'm going to just simply say print found Lily. That is all I'm going to do. Let's see. So first let's check, did we find Lily? Yes, it says I found Lily. The last question that we need to answer is, give me the count of students who have grade A. Look that we have appended all the students who have grade A into our new collection called grade A. All we need to do is say print. Let's use our F string here. Grade A students equal, and we're going to use our length function that we have used before on a collection. That is going to give our length or the count of students in grade A collection. We found 44 students. Now you can see that there are cases where you can just use plain Python to do some data analysis. In subsequent chapters, we will see the NumPy and Pandas in action. Thanks for learning with us. Do subscribe and like our channel. For more information, do visit our website. Till next lesson, take care. Goodbye.